All right, are we live? Are we live? Are we? Oh, so yeah, are we live? Is this thing working?
Is this thing working?
Testing one two. Testing one two.
Testing one, two, testing one, two. Testing one, two, testing one.
Okay, we're live. Now we just gotta get some people in it. We was having technical difficulty streaming, so now we're good. And I don't want to keep you guys no longer than what am I trying to say? I don't want to keep you guys no longer than an hour, so I don't really want to hold y'all for that long because of no SmackDown's gonna start in like 3 hours, so I don't want to hold you guys for 2 hours and stuff. So we're gonna get on here for an hour, then we take a little intermission break, and we'll come back at 6:55 for SmackDown and Rampage. But first, I want to get into some AEW. Um, we're gonna get into Revolution predictions, but first we're gonna get into the Dynamite review. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot going on, and so yeah. As soon as we get some more people, we will get started. Hopefully, this iPhone does not tell me, oh, the temperature's too hot. I don't need all that. All right. So we don't need that. I'm gonna give it like a 10 minute. Hopefully, we get some more people in here. But if I don't get anybody in here, then I'm gonna just cut it off because I did not plan it right. Y'all gonna have to be on the lookout for these streams now, cause I don't know when I'll be live like that, and it's rarely that I get to be live like when we don't have to stream SmackDown. I'm trying to get back on the schedule and do Thursday night streams, but it's just work. It's just business. It's like really killing me. Like I barely get any sleep. And yeah. If I would have streamed last night, I think we would have had a bigger audience. Yeah. But then, like, after, I would wait till tonight, but then after SmackDown, I lose half my audience anyway. So what's the point of covering a show that only gets, what, 500,000 viewers, 400,000? So what's the point? And I lose half my audience. So I think tonight we'll just do SmackDown. I know I was gonna do SmackDown and Rampage, but it's really every time Rampage comes on, half of the audience is gone. Half of my audience is gone from the SmackDown stream, so they check out. So no, I'll just leave it at SmackDown for tonight. I don't know about Ring of Honor. I really want to cover Ring of Honor, but I don't know how much of an audience that will pull. So really, I will only cover Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown. NXT, I'll only get ready for NXT when they have a pay per view. Alex, get ready. We have another major announcement confirmed by Tony today. Oh, God. We will talk about that, Baxter. What's up, brother? What up, JoJo? What up? Welcome to the stream. First time subscriber. I never see you in the chat, so you must be a first timer. If you are, then welcome to the stream. Hopefully you enjoy. And I'm going to give you guys the best content, the best stream. And I'm gonna nail it down. What we can do. What I would do to help AEW improve in the ratings and improve Dynamite, improve Rampage, improve all together. Things going south for AEW. It's a little sad to see ROH. You know, I was gonna watch the show it's a little things going south for AEW to see ROH. To be honest, I was gonna watch ROH, but I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch ROH. I was gonna go through it and I was gonna go through an illegal stream and watch it because I wasn't gonna pay for it. I mean, I want to see how the show looks, how the show is first before I even go on my way to pay for a subscription. Cause to be honest, not ROH. I missed it because Dynamite is not grabbing me. Yeah, it's not. AEW is not captivating. It is not. I mean, what's the only storyline y'all deeply, really invested in? Like, what's the show y'all are mostly invested in? MJF and Bryan Danielson, but I mean, people are complaining, and I will agree with them. Like, the same MJF storyline is getting repetitive. It's getting repetitive. Where his guys, where they would have to jump through hoops just to get to MJF. I missed the last two shows, but I watched the match on the YouTube. I'm currently only watching SmackDown while in and out of Raw. Yeah, Monday Night Raw they just lost over 200,000 viewers from last week. And they drew at 1.7. Now this is with no football on. Football doesn't come back around till September. It's got nothing to do with the NBA. It has nothing to do with the NHL. The NHL is pulling in more. They're not really pulling in that big of a rating either. The NHL has dropped down viewership-wise in the United States from last season because of blackout games being blacked out. Nobody can really watch. So you have to go on ESPN Plus to watch the NHL, and some of the games are not even active. For me, it works because I have ESPN Plus to keep up with to watch my New York Rangers who just got Patrick Kane, and we lost yesterday to the Ottawa Senators. Got to go again tomorrow against the Boston Bruins. That's going to be a tough team. The New York Rangers do not play like a Stanley Cup playoff team. They don't. I only care about two matches for Revolution, that MJF and Bryan Danielson, even though it's repetitive. Jon Moxley and Heyman, even though I'm tired of Mox bleeding all the time, and that's about it. In AEW, they just pulled in 833,000. Yeah, that Dynamite rating was a stinker. It's only going to get worse once NBA playoffs starts in April. They may fall into the 700s, and you don't want to fall into the 700s, guys. You do not want that, because what's going to happen is if you continue to produce bad shows like this on Wednesday night, once the NBA playoffs get rolling, those ratings could be dipping into the 800,000s. They're already in that 800,000, but it can continue to get lower, and then they drop down to the 700,000s. This could be the same. You could say the same thing about WWE Monday Night Raw. You could be in the 1.5s, the 1.4s, if you produce bad television during the NBA playoffs. And the ratings will go. Ratings go up for NBA playoffs. Ratings go up for NHL playoffs. So you do not want to be, and you don't want to be pulling NXT numbers. Dynamite's doing the same ratings like they were against NXT. They're drowning on their own night. And like they haven't grown an audience in 4 years. If AEW was producing captivating television consistently for 4 straight years, AEW Dynamite should be in the 1. They should be in the 1.3s, the 1.4s, and the 1.5s. It is for your product. It's in your 4th year. Your 4th year on television. And officially in October. And you're still messing around in the 800s and the 9,000s. Tony Khan shouldn't be talking. Oh, there is a war between us and WWE. No, there's not. These fans started it. There's no war between AEW and WWE. It's the fans that started all of this. Yo, Alex, how you doing today, bro? How's your family? I'm doing good. My family's doing good. I can't complain. How about you? But yeah, man. Let's get into this. We got 4 people in the chat. I gave y'all. I gave it 10 minutes, and we're gonna go into this Dynamite review, man. Cody Rhodes said it perfectly. There's no war between AEW and WWE. And Ricky Starks came out today and said that Cody Rhodes has been there for me no matter what. I wish this tribalism stuff will stop. Ricky Starks came out on an interview and literally mentioned those things. So we're gonna talk about why did AEW get 833,000 in the ratings, and your ratings just they lost over roughly 200,000 viewers from last week of that big announcement. And you know what the fans just said? You know what? I'm done. I'm checking out. Because that was your big announcement last week, was a TV show. When you have a pay-per-view that you should be getting your fans to sell. That you should be getting your fans invested in. Is your audience, you need to let me know, is this pay-per-view worth going out and spending $50 for? No. So you got 833,000. Let's look at it. Orange Cassidy versus Big Bill for the All Atlantic Championship. This is what you start Dynamite off with? I would not have started off with this match. You can't just throw Orange Cassidy and Big Bill out there to start the show. No, you have to throw on something more captivating. You have to throw on a storyline. Something that has a story, something that will get the audience captivated, like a promo or something. You can't just throw Orange Cassidy and Big Bill out there and just to start the show. You can't. Orange Cassidy rolls out the ring and goes to challenge it before headed back inside. And as W. Morrissey gets back into the ring, Cassidy rolls out once again. Cassidy rolls in once again and then takes the glasses from Stokely Hathaway, with Bill almost getting a punch in on him, but he misses inside the ring. Bill continues swinging and missing, but as the champion aims for a DDT, Bill uses his power and slams him down to the mat instead. Bill then charges in with a huge splash in the corner, which he follows with a big Irish whip and a huge boot to the face that sends Cassidy to the floor. Bill is able to attack him around the ringside area, and he then pulls the timekeeper's corner out, but the champion fights back. And the champion fights back to stop himself from being slammed through. However, that doesn't last long, as when Cassidy tries to run and jump from the stair, he gets caught and choke slammed through the table on the outside. This is what I hate. I legit hate this. Why are we putting these people through tables and stuff like that? Pro wrestling logic 101. Where's the DQ? Orange Cassidy literally got slammed through a table, choke slammed through a table, and we get no DQ. I don't get that logic. I just feel like pro wrestling nowadays is just mislogic. There's no real logic in pro wrestling. I'm gonna be here to say that right now. There's no logic. We literally Orange Cassidy gets choke slammed through a table. No disqualification, and I hate when AEW does this. Like you're going to need disqualifications, guys. You're going to need disqualifications. It doesn't hurt for you to do a qualification. Oh, but Alex, AEW doesn't do disqualifications, man. Well, don't be scared to do disqualifications. Every wrestling promotion has a disqualification. So why can't AEW do it? They put OC through a table just so we go into picture in picture and keep the audience. Bill throws Cassidy out the ring, which allows Hathaway to get some punches in on behind him. The official's back until Danhausen comes out to even the odds. He stares down Bill briefly, but the challenger puts his focus back on Cassidy with a delayed vertical suplex. Cassidy manages a few slow punches, but as he then aims for the orange punch, he gets caught and ragdoll around the ring with a full Nelson submission locked in. Bill looks for a big boot, but Cassidy drops down to the mat before he connects, which he does again before rolling out the ring. Outside, Danhausen tries to curse Hathaway, but Bill blocks it, and Hathaway then smashes him in the head with a cast. While that takes place, Cassidy dives out and attacks him, but as he goes for it, Bill catches him. He aims for a chokeslam to the ring apron, but Cassidy reverses with an orange punch, and then he does one to Bill's knee before drop kicking him into the stairs. Back inside the ring, he tries to move again, but it gets blocked, so the champion hits stun dog millionaire, and then a DDT and orange punch. Cassidy lands a second one, and then he nails a third from the top rope to retain. Winner and still all-into champion Orange Cassidy. I mean, it was a fine match for what it was, but you can't get me to care. Are you going to go back and remember this match a week from now? No. That's what you start your show with. I would not have started the show with this. You start off with something more captivating. And I'm sorry, but Orange Cassidy and Big Bill is not captivating. It's not going to convince viewers to stay in and watch. It's not. Match is fine for what it was. I wish W. Morrissey could be booked a little bit better. It's funny how W. Morrissey was the top guy at Impact, but then he comes to AEW and then becomes the lackey of Stokely Hathaway. W. Morrissey can easily be his own man. He doesn't need the firm. He doesn't need a faction. He really doesn't. W. Morrissey could be good on his own. He can handle himself well on the mic. I mean, AEW, man. Tony Khan does not have a good history of booking big guys like a Wardlow or a Powerhouse Hobbs or a W. Morrissey or a Samoa Joe. Now Samoa Joe's booking has been decent, but I mean that's like that. But man, if you give W. Morrissey some good booking, if you put 1 ounce into his booking, man, W. Morrissey is gonna be. W. Morrissey can be huge, right? I mean, I can honestly see W. Morrissey fighting for a TNT title one day. I would love to see W. Morrissey fight for a TNT title. Hell, maybe in a few years you can have W. Morrissey fighting for a world title. You can book him perfectly without the title. Those guys in the ladder match really killed themselves, broke their backs just for $833,000. Get into that in a minute. Yeah, man. Remember when Punk rolled Wardlow? Yeah, I sure did remember that. Made Wardlow like an idiot. You know, Wardlow was beating down CM Punk for half of the match, and then 5 seconds later, CM Punk rolls him up. Jon Moxley, man. Jon Moxley showed backstage after his match last week and says his blood tastes like victory in life. He claimed he lives for this and you don't want to go down a dark alley with him as only one comes out. And he reminds Adam Page that he wanted this. He says this time he will leave, no doubt, as Page is a great wrestler and man, but he's not the same animal as him. Moving on. The Elite then appear as if they're about to make their entrance, but the lights go out, House of Black flash up behind them, and then when the lights come back on, the champions are down as House of Black stands with the titles. So the go-home show, we finally get a face-to-face with the Elite and House of Black. We finally get a beatdown, but you wasted the build because you shown House of Black. Oh my God, they scared the Elite, and then we we get videos backstage of the Elite playing basketball in a high school gym. Is that captivating television? No. You should have built this feud up since December. Since December. And this is what we get. This is what we get. Honestly, bro, we're gonna get into the predictions later, but this is, I will pitch you guys how I would put that match. So yeah, but this is the best we get, man. I don't know why we brought in, I don't know why we brought in the trios titles. I really don't. And this is what this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw on match after match after match after match after match after match after match for the trios titles, and you're not giving your audience any captivation or build or story. What's the story between the House of Black and the Elite? Someone please answer me this question. What's the story between House of Black and the Elite? I think the story is lights out and basketball between the Elite and House of Black. You think the Elite is just not it's not captivating. Playing basketball in a high school gymnasium, it's not captivating. It's really not. I don't know the story, Alice, but I'm sure we're gonna get another banger. I don't like that word, man. Banger, I don't like it. Because they use it so much. They use it so much. Oh my god, we're gonna get a 5-star classic between House of Black and the Elite. Okay, is anybody gonna remember the match a year from now? The match can be good. The match can be great. But it's just no story. Turning the lights off and then turning them back on to scare the Elite, and then the Elite is playing hoops in a high school gymnasium. It's just not going. It's not going to intrigue your audience. It's not. Like I said, Tony Khan hates storytelling, and there are plenty of examples to back it up. I'm good with this. I'm good with this creative stuff. I can legit. It's just easy. Take two people. Take a group of wrestlers. Put them together. Tell your audience why are we fighting and why should they care. It's really not that hard. Why are they fighting? What are they fighting over? And why should I care? What's the story? You know what? 5. You know what? You know what? This is something I learned in school. The 5 W's. In school, this is what they should have taught you in school. The 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, and why. Who is fighting? What are they fighting over? Where they're going to be fighting at? When is the date? And why should we care? It's stuff they teach you in school, guys. It's not that hard. Face of the Revolution. Face of the Revolution ladder match. Let's get into the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I thought the ladder match was good. I low-key did. Face of the Revolution ladder match, guys. Let's get into it. Instantly, everyone begins brawling when the bell rings as Eddie Kingston and Ortiz fight as Kingston throws the ladder down to Ortiz. Meanwhile, Action Andre dives out the ring to take out Sammy Guevara while the ladder then returns by using the ladder to hit AR Fox. While Kingston and Ortiz brawl to the top of the ring and backstage, Commander hits a drop kick from the top rope, which sends the ladder into Andretti, but he turns into a big clothesline from Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs then launches Commander into the ladder while Fox then gets the same treatment. Konosuke Takeshita then hits the ring and he and Hobbs trade strikes as they collide in the ring with some big lariat attempts. But Takeshita then sidesteps him as he crashes into the ladder and then as he then suplexes Hobbs, but he turns into a jumping knee from Guevara. But as he tries to dive out, Andretti super kicks him and then backflips out to hit Guevara. Fox springboards and dives out into the pile, but Commander steals the moment as he runs the ropes and dives out to hit everyone. Inside the ring, a ladder is set in the middle while Guevara throws Andretti into one that is laying on the top rope as he bounces up. Guevara then sets a ladder bridge from the top rope into the one in the middle, but he is taken out by Commander. Takeshita stops his plans by throwing him out the ring and then landing on him with a dive. They brawl back and Hobbs takes out Takeshita, but as he tries to suplex Commander, Fox hits him with a chair. Hobbs then kicks it away and he throws Fox into a ladder bridge from the apron to the ladder outside the ring. Hobbs and Takeshita hit a double lariat, yet inside the ring, Guevara has a one until Andretti runs up the ladder and hits a Falcon Arrow from the top to him. Actually, this spot is that spot was scary. That Falcon Arrow that Sammy Guevara and Action Andretti did, that was very scary. Action Andretti got it. He actually got his leg caught up in that, in one of the ladders. He could have easily blown out his knee. He could have easily tore his ACL right there. Very dangerous spot. Meanwhile, Commander nails a shooting star press into Fox, who's out on the ladder bridge. He then scales to the top, but Takeshita stops him and hits a blue thunderball from the top. I like that move. Andretti. Andretti then springboards into the ladder and they fight until Daniel Garcia appears and pushes the ladder down. He takes out Andretti again afterward and outside the ring. They set a small ladder on top of two chairs. With another big ladder being put up next to it, Guevara then scales that one and he dives down to slam Andretti through with a senton. Garcia carries Guevara up the ladder, but Takeshita returns and pushes them off, hitting a power drive knee to Guevara. Afterward, he scales it until Hobbs just run through the ladder, which breaks it. However, he still climbs up against the win. The winner is Powerhouse Hobbs. After the match, Hobbs stares down Samoa Joe until Wardlow comes out and he takes out all the security as Joe scurries away. I thought the ladder match was good. Crazy spots here and there, but this is what I would do. This is what I would have done. I would have had Powerhouse win the match. I have a gut feeling the TNT title is going back to Wardlow. So why don't you tell me a story? Why don't you tell the audience on Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow at the next pay-per-view, which is Double or Nothing? So why don't you save it for the next pay-per-view? Instead of you booking the TNT title match next Wednesday against Wardlow, who I'm picking to take the TNT title on Sunday. Even though I don't like hot potato, that's the gut feeling I have. But why don't you wait till Double or Nothing to build? Give us a few more weeks of television build, and then you can do the match at Double or Nothing. I don't get it. Why don't you wait till Double or Nothing? You have to rush to do the match next week, and then what? Hobbs gonna lose. Then you have to build it. Then you have to build his momentum back up, and so we can get the rematch at the pay-per-view. That's just bad booking. 1-on-1. Why rush the match? Why rush it? Just build. You have like 10 weeks of television to do this. You have like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're gonna have 10 plus weeks of television to build. So I don't know why we're doing this match next week. I wish the TNT title could get some can get good storylines, but no. We have to we have to keep hot potato with the thing. And honestly, I'm just tired of it. Real talk. I'm tired of seeing the title go from Warlord to Samoa Joe, back to Darby Allin, back to Samoa Joe, and then it's gonna go right back to Warlord on Sunday. It's gonna go right back to Warlord on Sunday. And then it's gonna go to Will Hobbs 2 months later. And then it's gonna go right back to Warlow, right back to Darby. I'm tired of it. That title is buried, and that title died on honestly, that title died on March 9th, 2022. The title died. It died. There was nothing wrong with Sammy Guevara as the champion. And then Tony Khan ended up killing all of his momentum. He careerly bought Sammy Guevara not once but twice. Jeez. Sammy Guevara has been botched, and then you had to pair him back up with Chris Jericho because he was getting go away heat from because of his relationship status with his wife, and the whole he cheated. You don't even know the whole story. Fans got jealous that Sammy Guevara got Ty Mello, and I will admit Ty Mello is she's a beautiful hot chick. She is a beautiful woman. Sammy Guevara's one lucky guy. I'm all in on Sammy Guevara, but man, and it seems like Sammy Guevara has kind of how I want to say it. He was being a problem in the locker room, which I didn't like. And I'm thinking maybe the guy needs to go away he needs to go away again. And and I'm glad I'm not hearing any gossip about Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara hopefully is cleaning himself up and starting to mature more. I'm a fan of Sammy Guevara. I will admit that. I like Sammy Guevara. But the fans just got jealous. Oh, he got a new. Oh, he cheated on his fiance. You don't even know if he cheated on him or her or not. Leave it alone. Oh, he went on he got a new girlfriend, and he married her. So go get your own Ty Mello. Go get your own Ty Mello. I don't know why y'all cry because Sammy Guevara got a new girlfriend, and it should have been me. Head ass. I don't get it. Fans just got selfish because Sammy Guevara's got a hot new girl. He married her, and oh man. Much respect to his wife though. I heard she's dealing with an injury right now, so she's not cleared yet. But man, I would never. I feel like the Andrade and Sammy conversation is what led to the I hate. Oh no, Sammy Guevara was hated before that. He got into that fight with Eddie Kingston, and he got into that. He got into it with Andrade, and Andrade and Eddie Kingston both got suspended, but Sammy didn't. I'm guessing Sammy didn't get suspended because he didn't retaliate. Now, if Sammy retaliated and he didn't get suspended, then this would be a whole nother story. You know. Um, but when I know he did, but it got so much worse when Andrade and Sammy confront each other. And also, you know what? This is what I would do. Sammy Guevara is not anything important right now. So why don't we continue? Sammy also had problems with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Yeah, being difficult to work with, and Sammy, I love the dude, but if I keep hearing, I don't want to hear no more gossip about him. I really don't. I mean, he could be a world champion in 5 years if Sammy Guevara can continue to mature himself. He could be a world champion. He could easily be a main event guy in his company. He could be. I mean, the fans love him, and the fans hate him, but the fans will love him. Just go out and get, just go out, do your thing, get your paycheck, go home. Like I don't even know. Like this locker room should be getting cleaned up. I'm tired of hearing about all this drama. I'm tired. That's another thing that drove everybody away from the product. All this drama. I'm doing good, Sleeping Angels. How about you? Sammy Guevara. He should be maturing himself, and if he does, I will let you know when he's ready to be a top guy in this company. I will. So yeah. You know what I would do? I would put Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia in the tag team. Sammy's coming off as this annoying little brother, and Daniel Garcia is just like, oh God, why is this man here? So yeah, I would honestly do that. That could be another solid tag team in the tag team division. Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. They've been helping each other out a lot. Why not put them in the tag team full time? And you can tell that story for the future with Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. And it's really sad how the fans, not the fans, how Tony Khan has botched Daniel Garcia. Because he goes from being the RHP champion, then he gives it back to Will Yuta, and then they was telling the story about with Daniel Garcia and Chris Jericho, when Chris Jericho was the Ring of Honor World Champion. And they were like teasing that, Daniel Garcia was going to break away from the JAS and go join the Blackpool Combat Club. And fans were starting to get behind Daniel Garcia. But then Daniel Garcia, his momentum got killed. Because they were dragging it out for so long, and then they didn't. And then they gave us this one big swerve. That's not good. Not good. So what I would do, I would put Sammy Guevara and Dan Garcia as a tag team. And I would put them in the tag team division. Honestly. Then you got guys like 2.0 in the tag team division. Come on now. 2.0 is good. I'm very high on 2.0. I'm very high on Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. I'm very high on those guys. So yeah. Eddie Kingston, he's gonna go to Ring of Honor. So yeah. Takeshita, bro. Don Callis has been scouting Takeshita. So who's to say, Don Callis, he becomes Takeshi's mouthpiece. And we could slowly build Konosuke Takeshita to beat Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship. How about that? We get a 2-month build. We get a build out of this. We get some type of story at double or nothing between Orange Cassidy and Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshi's chasing that title, and he builds himself up, and Don Callis is on the mic. He is Takeshi's mouthpiece. and Takeshita win, and Don Callis helps guide Takeshita to his first championship in AEW, which is the All Atlantic Championship. And then what if the Elite come? What if the Elite expands? What if the Elite gets a new member? You know, you got Kenny Omega, you got the Young Bucks. Then you can add Konosuke Takeshita in the mix. You know, Don Callis is already with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So why don't the Elite expand and get Konosuke Takeshita in the Elite? And Konosuke Takeshita is being guided by Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So honestly, that would be pretty cool. I would like that. I would like that idea heavy, and I hope. But you know, knowing Tony Khan, he's not going to use the idea. But you know, Tony Khan's watching this. You know, I'm giving you some ideas that can help. But man, can you imagine the Elite with Omega, the Bucks, and Takeshita? And you know, we need to get Kenny Omega back as a solo act. I'm not saying you gotta leave the Elite, but I'm saying like, let's get Kenny Omega back as a solo. Let's get the Young Bucks back as a tag team, fighting 2v2. Enough of this trios crap. It just feels like they're dedicated to being a trio. And you can still do the trios. You can still do the trios tag team division if you want to, but realistically, let's get Kenny Omega. We need Kenny Omega back as a solo. All this stuff with Kenny Omega being dedicated to a trio is just not good. The Young Bucks, no. And honestly, the Elite can, you know the Elite. You know, some people can see the Elite is getting stale. You know, what about adding Takeshita to the Elite with Don Callis? And maybe we can get, you know, you can still do trios and all that stuff if it calls for it, but we do need to get the Young Bucks back in the tag team act, and Kenny Omega back as a solo guy, man. You know, a Kenny Omega versus, you know, I was really hoping maybe we can get a Kenny Omega versus MJF match for the title soon down the line. And maybe when the time gets close to MJF dropping the championship, maybe the locker room can tell the story. Maybe they look towards the face of AEW. Maybe they look towards Kenny Omega to get the title off MJF. Maybe the locker room rallies on Kenny Omega and, you know, gets behind him, because Kenny Omega is the face. Kenny Omega is one of the hearts and souls of AEW. And that could be a very great story. The locker room relies on Kenny Omega to get the title off MJF. And they all look towards Kenny Omega. But shit, man, we need to get Kenny Omega back as a solo act, man. And the Young Bucks back doing tag team matches 2v2. You can't be you really dedicated to the trios. No. Let's get Kenny Omega back as a solo, and let's get the Young Bucks back as a tag team, please. And Takeshita, let him. He can be with the Elite, but keep him as a solo act. He doesn't need to be dedicated to this trio stuff. So yeah. Chris Jericho versus Peter Avalon. I didn't care for it. Aftermath. Chris Jericho wins the match, obviously. Grabs his bat and he drops Avalon with a shot to the head, and then he carries on the attack until Ricky starts. Chases him out the ring. Jericho then gets on the microphone and says he would beat the hell out of him on Sunday. But while the JAS aren't allowed on Sunday, that doesn't mean they can't beat tonight. That leads to Jake Hager and Daniel Garcia hitting the ring as 3-on-1 attack begins. Jericho gets the final blow with a Jews effect as Starks is left laying in the ring. Now, apparently on the graphic for Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks, it said that everyone is banned from ringside. Then a couple days later, they changed it to saying everyone is banned from ringside to now saying only JAS is banned from ringside. And I have this gut feeling that this feud is going to continue. The problem with Chris Jericho is that his feuds drag out way too long. It actually does. The feuds drag out way too long. It was him and this Blackpool Combat Club stuff. Then it's him and Ricky Starks. I hope they don't drag this feud out. Ricky Starks needs to beat Chris Jericho and end this feud. Move both guys on to something else. BCC and Jericho went 8 months, guys. 8 months. Chris Jericho and MJF went at it for 6 months. Chris Jericho and MJF was a 6-month feud. The problem with Jericho is his feud is dragged out. His feuds get so dragged. They get so dragged out. It's not good. Like, bro, put over Ricky Starks and the feud. Really. Moving on. A video is shown of Adam Page as he tells him he can't take his friends from him, his memory, and this Sunday he will take everything away from Moxley. He takes away his spot at the top of the food chain. He admits he's not the same animal as he hates violence, but this Sunday he will be the most bloodthirsty son of a bitch he has to be. Christian Cage comes out, and because the promo Renee Paquette is then shown inside the arena as she welcomes out Christian Cage, and he says he can't wait to come back to San Francisco. Cage said he embarrassed Jungle Boy, and he was done with him until he turns on Dynamite, and he heard him say he was going to win a secret championship this year. Cage says over his dead body because he's going to win a singles title himself this year. He's been watching some of Jungle Boy's matches, and he's been winning with a roll-up, and that's fine. But do you want to do that or beat someone down? He already knows the answer as Jungle Boy had him dead to rights. But he hesitated, and he turned it around and showed how a real man handles business when he left him in a pool of his own blood and piss. He says Jungle Boy has no interest in the legacy of a championship. He just wants to take it home and show his family and make some memes. His problem with him and his generation is that they treat this business like a video game. Ooh. I mean, he could be right. Cage says nobody can do the things he can in the ring. He is one of one. He treats the business like an ATM machine, and he's not done milking it dry. But this needs to end, and he challenges Jungle Boy to a fight this Sunday with no rules or regulations. If Jungle Boy shows up, he will show he's like his father, and he's a Hollywood hack. He claims that Jungle Boy doesn't have an ounce of what he does inside. The lights go off, and Jungle Boy is shown digging a grave, and there is a headstone that has Christian's name on it. Tony Schiavone's wait, that's another thing. Yeah, and they confirmed Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage for Revolution this Sunday in a no-holds-barred match. I thought we was gonna get a buried alive match from the vignette that I saw from Jungle Boy. I thought we was gonna get a buried alive. That was the perfect opportunity to do a buried alive match. You know, you got Christian talking shit about his father. You know, how he's dead and all that stuff. And I enjoyed the Christian Cage promo. I enjoyed it, but I think this was a huge missed opportunity. I think we could have gotten a buried alive match out of this. But yeah, man. That's it. Hook versus Matt Hardy for the FTW Championship. Don't care. Moving on. Tony Storm versus Saraya versus Rio. Good to see Rio back on TV. Let's get right into it. Before Rhea can even take her jacket off Tony Storm, this wording is so bad. They don't put periods or nothing, or commas. Before Rhea can even take her jacket off, Tony Storm attacks her in the corner as she starts throwing her around the ring, slamming the former AEW Women's World Champion down to the mat with plenty of aggression. Rio fights back with a few forearm strikes, but a swift knee from Storm allows her to regain control, hitting a shoulder tackle straight after. Rio tries to fight back again with a drop kick, which is followed by a snap suplex, but Storm kicks out. Saraya tries to strap Riho, and that allows Storm to hit another knee strike. But the speed of Riho proves to be too much as she rolls through Storm. Stumbling on her straight after, Saraya distracts Riho once again, And that allows Tony to hit a hip attack that sends Rio to the floor, and the English woman gets a cheaper check in on the outside afterward for added impact. Storm then launches Rio into the ring post, but Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker then make their way down the ringside. Back in the ring, Rio slaps the taste out of Storm's mouth, but that only fires up to his suplex quickly to put Rio back on the back burner. Rio hits a head scissors to set Storm into the ropes, but her 619 attempts is only caught only for Rio to send her opponent outside the ring as she hits a diving crossbody to follow it up. Rio hits a diving footstep and then a Northern Light suplex into a bridge, and now it is Storm having to kick out. Rio then gets caught on the top turnbuckle, but as she tries to dive over her for a powerbomb, Storm blocks it. She sends Rio across the ring and then nails a hip attack. But Rio kicks out. Storm then locks in a cloverleaf and seemingly hasn't won, but Baker distracts her, which allows a fruit roll up. Rio is the winner. Rio gets the win by the good old fruit roll up. After the match, Storm attacks Rio and then brawls with Baker. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Saraya and Jamie Hayter fight until Ruby Soho hits the ring. Asher picks neither side and fights both of them. This is not good, man. All this homegrown versus outsiders crap is just garbage. It's not good. In reality, I think that this storyline is being forced down our throats. It really is. And then you got the potential rumor of a women's blood and guts match. I'm sorry, but a female women's blood and guts match is not going to sell me because of this storyline. This storyline is absolute garbage. Tony Storm gets fruit roll up by Rio. Y'all can't even do a clean finish. You've been 50-50 booking Tony Storm. Ever since she turned heel, she's been 50-50 booked. And then you got Jamie Harris and Saraya. I'm like, brawling out. That was garbage. It looked like it wasn't even realistic. Shit, where's the realism? I didn't like this. This is what you got for Jamie Hayter. You wait till last week to get Jamie Hayter an opponent. So you have to throw a triple threat match. You got to put Ruby Soho and Saraya. Meanwhile, you don't even have an opponent for Jade Cargill. You don't. You got everybody tied up in this homegrown versus outsiders crap, and then we got some women on the sidelines that are injured, and you can't even find an opponent for Jade Cargill. Meanwhile, you putting this crap on TV. And I believe they were in the 700,000s at that point. You don't even have an opponent for Jade Cargill because of crap like this. And Tony Khan put himself into a corner. The women's wrestling is terrible in the United States. I'm here to say that right now. Yeah, I said it. I might catch some heat for it, but women's wrestling sucks in the United States. Impact is exempt from it. They're exempt. Impact is exempt. But man, women's wrestling in North America is horrible. And I will exempt New Japan from this as well. They're exempt from it as well. But women's wrestling in North America is just I don't care for it. It really is. It's just dead. It's just dead. It really is. I'm not bullshitting y'all. It's dead. It's dead. Nobody cares for it because the boogers don't put the time and effort into the wrestlers. They don't put the time and effort into the storylines. There's no character development. There's no storyline progression. It just sucks. You know, and This is what I would do. I would have Jamie Hayter retain the title at Revolution. But who else are you going to build up? What's the end game here? What is the end game? Alex, the end game is a first ever female blood and guts. What? The story is not good. What? What? It don't even need. I'm not clamoring for a blood and guts match with the women. I'm not clamoring for that. If the storyline was good, I would say hell yeah. Chris Styles is gonna be out for a couple more months. You know what? This is what I would do for Jay Cargill at the pay per view. You know what? There's already 8 matches on the card. We can't. I'm sorry. The card is full. We don't need to add no more. You know what I would do in the middle of the show? After the first 4 matches that we get through, before we go to the next 8 matches, or before the main event starts, why don't you have Jay Cargill come out and cut a promo, complain about how she doesn't have an opponent. I didn't get booked for the show because Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing, and he's got everybody tied up in this crap. So no, no. Mercedes is the IWGP Women's Champion, and she's gonna go after a women's mid-card title. What type of sense does that make? And you got fans pitching to do Mercedes versus Jade. Mercedes is a world champion in another company. You're gonna bring her in to challenge for a women's mid-card title? No, absolutely not, bro. That's just bad booking. You don't. That's not how you use Mercedes. The TBS title is a mid-card title. That's not a world championship. If you're coming in, you go straight for the world champion, which is Jamie Hayter. You don't. That's not how you bring Mercedes in. Challenge for a mid-card title, and she's the world champion in another company. Mercedes doesn't want to. Do you think Mercedes want to walk into this shit? Like, nah, bro. So this is what you do. You have Jay Cargill come out, cut a promo, and then if one of the girls that are injured can get cleared by Double or Nothing, then you got so many options on the table. You get a Serena Deeb, you get a Mercedes Martinez, and you get a Thunder Rosa. So bam. So Serena Deeb comes out, Mercedes Martinez comes out, and Thunder Rosa comes out. You can they don't have to get physical, but you can set up, you can build up to a fatal 4-way match at Double or Nothing with a story being told between Jay Cargill, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, and Mercedes Martinez. And you know what? If Chris Styles is not going to be back for a couple more months, if she's not coming back till the summer, guess what? I will honestly call an audible and take the title off Jay Cargill. Take the title off Jay Cargill at Double or Nothing. Have her drop it to. Have her drop it to a Serena Deeb or a. Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa are the main 2 backups that I have. So have her drop it to a Serena Deeb or a Thunder Rosa. And then you can bring in Chris Statlander, and and Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb, they don't need to hold the titles for that long. They can hold it for a good 3 to 4 months, and then they go to All Out, and they can drop the title to Chris Statlander. One of them can drop the title to Chris Statlander. That's what I would do. Or better yet, you can set up a fatal 4-way, and you can get. I don't know. Do I want Jay taking the pin? I don't. If she does defend the title, I feel like she needs to take the pin. In my honest opinion, I feel like she needs to take the pin. Or better yet, how about this? You can do a fatal 4-way. Jay doesn't have to get pinned. If you want to find a way for Jade to lose, Jade doesn't have to get pinned. So she can lose her TBS title, and Jade Cargill can come out the next Dynamite and say, you know what, F this, I'm going for the women's world title. I'm gonna build. She can build herself up to the women's world title, and we can get Jamie Hayter versus Jade Cargill, and Jamie Hayter can give her first loss. I don't know how y'all would feel about that. There's so many scenarios that I can go with. So yeah, there's so many scenarios I could go with. Or better yet, no, you can't vacate the title because you don't know when those women are coming back. But if they can get cleared for Double or Nothing, you need to get all those women. Who will be the one to take down Jade Cargill? My least option is Mercedes Martinez, but my two definite options is Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. I will call an audible, take either Rosa or Serena Deeb can get the title off of Jade, and you can tell that story between Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa, or Chris Statlander and Serena Deeb, and like I say, they don't need to hold the titles for that long. You can take it from Double or Nothing to All Out, and Chris Statlander can get her big moment at All Out. So let me know what you guys think of it. And then Jade can slowly build herself back up for the world title. I don't know, no, because you're gonna put I wouldn't put the women's title on Jade yet. You know what? I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't rush to put another chance. I wouldn't rush to put the world title on. I wouldn't do it. So yeah, we'll see. But my plan is, well, let's do the Fatal 4-Way. Let's do Rosa, Deeb, Martinez, and Cargill. Cargill doesn't take the pin. Cargill comes out and challenges. Jamie Hayter. She does. And Jamie Hayter gives Jade Cargill her first loss. If not, then I'm calling an audible. I'm giving the TBS title to Serena Deeb or Thunder Rosa. Yeah. I was putting together better women's matches than TK. I don't know, like, because if I was Tony, like, I would tell Jay to vacate the title, because, like, who's there? The women are injured, but you can't really vacate it because who you gonna have take it? You're not gonna have Tony. I wouldn't have Tony Storm take it because she has yet to get, because Tony Storm literally came out and said a couple months ago, "Hey, I'm willing to do anything to get this title back from Jamie Hayter," and Tony Storm still hasn't gotten a rematch. So that wouldn't make sense. You just said you wanted to get your title back. Now you're going for a mid-card title? No, that doesn't work. So if Jade Cargill decides, if I was Tony Khan, I would bring the girls who are going to get cleared by Double or Nothing and do the match, call an audible, get the title off Cargill. Or better yet, just vacate the title and hold, and you can hold like an 8-women tournament, and the winner gets crowned the new TBS champion at Double or Nothing. and Jade Cargill can vacate the title. She can come out during Revolution and she can cut a promo saying, "I don't care if it, I don't care if it's Jamie Hayter. I don't care if it's Ruby Soho, or I don't care if it's Soraya. Whoever wins this match, I'm next. I'm done with the TBS title. I don't need this shit anymore. I'm going straight to the top. I'm going for the world title. I'm vacating the TBS title, and I'm challenging the winner of the Triple Threat Women's World Title match. I don't care if it's Hayter. I don't care if it's Soraya. I don't care if it's Ruby Soho. I'm ready. I'm ready for any one of y'all bitches. You don't even have to pay out, CK. Fast, bro. Uncle Garvin, what's up, my man? What's up? You don't even gotta pay me. And you can build up Jamie Hayter versus Jade Cargill for Double or Nothing, and you can have Jamie Hayter give Jade Cargill her first loss. And Jade Cargill failed to get the women's world championship. That's what I would do. That's one of my scenarios. Or else the other one could work. Yeah, whichever scenario is I don't know which scenario y'all taking, but that's just the scenarios I pitched. But if Jade vacates the title, I'm gonna want her to lose to Jamie Hayter, because if Jade gets the women's world title, then are we gonna run? I don't think that's going to be good. I wouldn't be taking the title off Hayter this soon. I just wouldn't. But yeah. Casino Battle Royal. I low key did not. I just didn't care for this. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen wins the Casino Battle Royal. I just don't care. Out of all the teams, you give it to Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. And the Fatal 4-Way match at Revolution for the tag team titles is going to be the Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Out of all the tag teams, you couldn't do Top Flight. You couldn't do Aussie Open. You couldn't do the Lucha Brothers. Another team that needs to get back in the tag. You need to get the Lucha Bros back in the tag team division. They don't need to be in. I don't know where Pac is. They don't need to be in this trio with Pac. But they can still be a trio, but they don't need to be dedicated to it. Get the Lucha Bros back as a tag team and get Pac back as a solo guy. You know, when Pac is back, I would love to see. I would love to see. I would like to see something fresh from Pac. I would like to see Pac, and I would like to see Pac and a Sammy Guevara go at it, or a Pac and a Jungle Boy, or a Pac or a Christian Cage, or a Pac versus Chris Jericho. Let's get this guy in something fresh. Come on now, his booking has been a whole. His booking sucked. I mean, once they put the trios titles on that triangle, and then they put him in his best of 7 series with the Elite, and then Pac goes missing on television for 6, 7, 8 weeks after they drop the titles to the Elite. Let's get the Lucha Bros back in the tag team, fighting 2-on-2, and let's get Pac fighting back as a solo. Let's get the tag team division. Let's get some life restored back into that tag team division. You know what about Santana? When Santana comes back from injury, I don't know. Now I heard Santana doesn't want to do the tag team thing with Ortiz anymore. But if you're trying to get life back into this tag team division, how about this? Let's say Santana is down professionally. Let's say he's down to do business. Okay, I'll do business. I'll get back with Ortiz. Okay. So let's say Santana and Ortiz gets back as a tag team. They talk things out. They make amends. They're like, all right, we cool now. All right. I'm sorry for everything that happened. Let's. Yeah, I wish they was. I wish they would squash it. And that's just my opinion. I wish they would squash it. If they would squash this beef that they supposedly have, then LAS should be getting back in the tag team division. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And I'm surprised we never got that match in AEW. We never got this match in AEW, and something inside of me tells me I still want to see it. Can you imagine? I don't know when, and I don't know if FTR is coming back to AEW or not. I don't know when. I heard the contracts are up in April. I don't know if they're going to go back to WWE or what. Let's say FTR comes back to AEW. Let's say FTR takes the titles from the Guns, or the Acclaim gets the titles back, which I'm really not interested in. So let's say FTR takes the titles from the Gun Club. Then we can get the Lucha Bros later down the line taking the titles from FTR. Then you can get that big tag team title feud between between LAS and the Lucha Bros. Can you imagine the storytelling between those two teams? And those two teams going at it? That could be one of the best tag. LAS versus Lucha Bros was one of the best tag team matches I've seen in Impact Wrestling history. I hope Santana Ortiz squashes real life beef and Santana gets cleared from injury and they can get back together as a tag team, because that's where their value is. Well, legitimately, that's where their value is. Seriously, guys, that's where their value is. Santana Ortiz back as a tag team is where their value is, guys. Ortiz is not going to go anywhere as a solo, guys. Santana's going to have more success than him. If they go solo, Santana's going to have more success than him. And I legit hope. And I legit hope. Hold on, let me put this in. And I legit hope Santana and Ortiz make amends, and I legit hope they break their beef off, and we can get these two guys back as a tag team. And you get that, if you get Santana and Ortiz back, you get the Lucha Bros as a tag. You get the Lucha Bros in the tag team division. You get Top Flight. You get the Acclaim. You get FTR. You get the Young Bucks. You get Private Party when Mark Quinn comes back. You get Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. You get 2.0. You get, let's say, Claudio and Willa Yuta as a tag team. You just got your tag team division back. And I don't know what happened. And man, if Kyle O'Reilly, if he wasn't hurt and Bobby Fish was still on AEW, Red Dragon. But no, Bobby Fish ruined things, so I don't know, and I don't know where has Roger Strong been? Did Roger Strong leave WWE? Is he gone? Is he still with WWE? Is he hurt? Is he sick? Did he get badly injured? That is keeping. Did he suffer a really bad injury that is keeping him out? That is keeping him out for a long time? Did his contract come up? Did he leave WWE? Did he get released? I don't know what happened to Roger Strong. And I don't want to start rumors on that, but what if Roger Strong's quietly gone from WWE? Who's to say WWE quietly released him? And he wasn't, because I know Roger Strong wasn't happy with the company, and he requested his release, and he did re-sign a new contract in early 2021, and then shit happens. Adam Cole left the company, Kyle O'Reilly left the company, Bobby Fish ended up getting released, and I really feel bad for Roger Strong. I really do. I legit really do feel bad for Roger Strong, man. I legit do. Like, all three of your guys just left you to go somewhere else, and you stuck here on your own. I mean, Roger Strong, he's not going to go anywhere on the main roster. He's not. If he gets a main roster call up, I'll be shocked. If Roger Strong does come back to WWE, you know, his value is really going to be in the mid card division. That's where his value is going to be. You know, he's not a good promo worker. I think Roger is sending out his contract that's up in July 2023. Oh, I thought he was up in 2024. I could be wrong, but no. Or creative is stuck on what to do with him, just like they're stuck on Cameron Grimes. Could be that. You know, is Roger Strong getting caught up to the main roster? If Roger Strong's done with WWE, then you know who's to say AEW calls him up, and you compare Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong did work out as a tag team back in NXT in the Undisputed Era, so they can work that tag team out in AEW. And I really, you know, honestly, I like Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong as a tag team. He signed a 2-year extension in July 2020, right before Adam Cole left in August. That is dumb. Why he would sign that? Adam Cole was 1 foot out the door by that time. I don't trust Conor, though. He feels like an Impact guy. I mean, Roger Strong he'll be a cool fit in the S division. So yeah. He's more of a mid card guy. I don't, you know, but if he does get called up to, I don't think he's getting called up to the main roster. I think he would just let his contract expire. I don't think WWE is gonna do budget. I don't. Let me not say that. You know, if WWE is still in the mindset of doing budget cuts, I think he could be one of those that might be getting released. But there hasn't been any budget cuts for a while. I mean, the last person that was released was Mandy Rose, and that was because of that. His wife did get released as well. Yeah, but I don't know if WWE is still going to be in the mindset of doing budget cuts, even with Triple H in charge. I don't know. You know, I do have a gut feeling they could be still doing budget cuts. I don't know. Yeah, I hope they don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. And for all those wrestlers that are not being booked that well under Triple H, I mean, I hope you didn't sign a long-term deal. I'll tell you that right now, because you think the grass is green on the other side. It's not. I always thought Bobby Fish was dead weight. Guy got injured too much. Bobby and Kyle were putting on fantastic matches. You know, who's to say you get Roddy and Kyle on television, and Adam Cole gets paired back up with them? ASF, I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah. All right, Brian MJF, last segment of the show before the show goes off the air. Renee Paquette welcomes out Brian Danielson. And she shows a post from 2014 as MJF was dropping out of college and he was quitting to chase his dream of being a wrestler. Danielson says over 7 years ago he was forced to retire, and 2 years later he came back and said, if you fight for your dreams, they will fight for you. But that leads to MJF making his way out. Danielson tells him to shut up. He's been listening to why he hates him for weeks, and then he thinks he deserves all these things, but MJF has done nothing to earn them, as he has taken every shortcut that he can to be champion. He doesn't think that MJF has fought for the title, and if there's one thing he deserves, is his fiance leaving him. He reminds him that pinning shoulders to mats and banging rats is what MJF has said, and he wouldn't let his He wouldn't let his daughter to marry someone. Want his daughter to marry someone like that. I mean, that's MJF. He's got that. He's got that football mentality. He has fought for everything through concussion, shoulder injuries, the authority, and retirement. He left a job that would pay him for the rest of his life because he wanted to fight. He says he has talked about fighting for his dreams, and his new dream is about to become and his new dream is to become the AEW World Champion, and he's willing to fight for it. So this Sunday, MJF best be ready with everything he had for 64 minutes, and if he doesn't, then he's going to get his fucking head kicked in, and that's how the show goes off the air. That's how the show goes off the air. Honestly, I thought Dynamite was a decent, okay show, so I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It could be better, but it was just there. I just feel like the show was just phoned in. So yeah, MJF and Danielson is the most intriguing match going into the pay-per-view. We got a 60-minute Iron Man match. And yeah, let's get into the Revolution predictions, and then I will get you guys up out of here, and we'll be back in about an hour. So yeah. We're gonna start off with the least match I care about on the show to the most important match I care about. So yeah. The least important match, I'm gonna start with the Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. This is a fatal 4-way tag team match for the AEW tag team titles. I'm gonna go with the. I'm honestly not feeling the Gun Club as champions. I'm really not. If they would have kept it at a 2v2 between the Gun Club and the Acclaim, and they still could have told that story with, okay, whose side is Billy Gunn gonna rely on? Like, whose side is Billy Gunn gonna be on? Is he gonna be on his son's side or the Acclaim side? I thought they was telling that story, and I thought fans were starting to get behind it, but no, you forgot it. You killed it off. You got all these tag teams. You got the Lucha Bros. You got Aussie Open, Top Flight, FTR, who's waiting on a phone call to come to work. And yet, out of all 4 teams, you put Jay Lethal, Orange Cassidy, and Danhausen in the match. Thrown together with no build and no story. You know, and am I really interested in seeing the Acclaim get the titles back? Now you're hot potato in the tag team titles. So after 20-something days, the Acclaim is gonna get the titles right back at the pay-per-view because you know the Gun Club can't put asses in the seats. They can't. I'll be real, they can't. I'm sorry, but this match is just not it. And honestly, I would go with the. I don't know. Do you keep the titles on the Gun Club? I'm really not interested. You know, I'm really not interested in seeing the Gun Club retain, and I'm really not interested in seeing the Acclaim getting the titles back. So like Bastard said, I think Billy Gunn is going to turn on the Acclaim, and that's how the Gun Club keeps their titles. And then Double or Nothing, you bring back no, because they might be in that storyline with the Elite, and you don't. Do you want them fighting over tag team titles? No. I don't know, man. I don't know. I will honestly keep the belts on the Gun Club. I will let them retain. I'm not interested in seeing Hot Potato. I'm not interested in seeing the Acclaim get the titles back. I'm not Orange Cassidy, Danhausen. I don't want to see them get the titles. Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. No, that's a no for me. Yeah, I don't care if they retain or not. I really don't. And I don't care if the Acclaim get the titles back. I don't care. You know what? If I was booking this, you know, FTR would be in a feud with the Elite, with CM Punk with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So I will honestly just have the Gun Club retain, and then if it was up to me, I'm giving it to to I'm giving the titles to Top Flight at Double or Nothing. That's who I'm giving the titles to. I'm giving those titles to Top Flight. So we have the Gun Club retain, and then when we get to Double or Nothing, I'm giving the titles to Top Flight. Or the Lucha Brothers. And we get some life back into that tag team division. So yeah. So let's. If it was up to me, I'll let the Gun Club retain, and I'll let Top Flight take the titles from me and claim at Double or Nothing. Or I would get the titles back to the Lucha Bros. Next match. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT title. I think Wardlow's going to win the title back. And he's probably going to go face Will Hobbs at that Dynamite on Wednesday. And, the TNT title's been hot potato so many times, you just cannot care for it. He goes from Wardlow to Samoa Joe, back to Darby, back to Samoa Joe. Now it's going to go back to Wardlow. And then it's probably going to go to Hobbs 1 month later. And then it's probably going to go back to Darby Allin. Stop hot potatoing that championship. The title's been dead for 1 year now. Just bad booking. I don't think Joe retains here. Now you got to get the title back. Now you got to get the title back to Wardlow. Now you got to rebuild him back up. Wardlow should be bigger than he is right now. But no, you absolutely killed his momentum. I would have been honestly, I would have been perfectly fine with Wardlow being the world champion for a little bit. And then he could drop the title to MJF at Full Gear. Or All Out or something. Honestly, Wardlow should have been the world champion. He should have. He should have been the world champion. Up until Full Gear, when MJF beats him for it. And he has to get through Wardlow. So I got Wardlow win this match. Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. The Jericho Appreciation Society are banned from ringside. They I don't know why you changed it from everybody's banned from ringside to JS being banned from ringside. Wardlow should be AEW's version of Batista, but no, what does TK do? He completely botches him. And yes, I was one of those people that said they should have never broken up Wardlow and MJF this early. MJF could have still been the world champion and had Wardlow with him. I was one of those people that said Wardlow and MJF should not break up this early. But they did. Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks needs to win this match. He needs to end the feud. And I'm going to put this into y'all's heads, but apparently AEW has trademarked Jerry Show. You guys know who Jerry Show is? That's Chris Jericho and the Big Show, guys. We don't need the Big Show on television. We don't. And apparently he's been rumored to wrestle soon for AEW. We don't need him on television. That would be a bad move. You think Big Show is going so Big Show is going to get your ratings up? No, he's not. I heard Jerry Show was trademarked for AEW. I pray to God that is not the case. I pray to God that doesn't mean the Big Show coming in and costing Ricky Starks the match, and we get Jericho paired back up with the Big Show. The Big Show should stay on Dark Elevation calling matches. Well, Well, it's the big show. Break the walls down. I hope that's not the case. I really do, guys. I really do. Up next is Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho. I'm going with Jamie Hayter to retain. I don't think Saraya should win the title this early. I'm not interested in seeing her win the title. Ruby Soho has been booked so bad. They've been so inconsistent with her booking. So Ruby Soho's not ready to win that yet. Yeah, don't care. Yeah. Jamie Hayter easily retains. Don't care. What if Ruby wins? Not a good idea. If Jamie loses the title this soon, ugh, that'll be a bad move, honestly. So yeah. You know, what if we get Jamie Hayter beating those two ladies, and then we get Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm at the next pay per view? Who knows? Because Toni Storm says she wants another match with Jamie Hayter for the world title. Hello, has anybody been noticing that? Like, oh my god, where's the logic? So yeah. The Elite versus the House of Black. The House of Black needs to win this match. If the House of Black lose this match, I'm gonna sit here and say, what did you bring him back? What did you bring these guys back for a second time for? If House of Black loses the match, do you know how much of a fool they would be if they lose? As AEW will probably be more watchable and exciting if you were at the helm. He's right. I would captivate. I keep my audience intrigued. I just don't get it. Like, if the House of Black lose this match, what did you bring them back for a second time for? You botched their booking the first time. You're already botching the second time because they've been missing off television for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And then we finally get them face to face 1 week before, days later before the pay-per-view. But the whole time this story is about the lights going out, and then the elite shooting basketball hoops in a high school gymnasium. There's no story between these guys. The Elite needs to lose the trios titles. You need to get Kenny Omega back as a solo guy, and you need to get the Young Bucks back in the tag team, fighting 2-on-2 traditional tag team wrestling, not dedicated to this trios crap. Honestly, the trios titles is just hurting. It's just killing the product even bad because you don't. Now your tag team division is stale because you want to go introduce trios titles. I gotta get the trios titles on TV, so I'm gonna neglect my tag team division and introduce the trios titles just so you can put them on the Elite. No, get the titles off the Elite. Get Kenny Omega back as a solo. Get the Young Bucks fighting 2-on-2 traditional tag team wrestling, and put the titles on the House of Black. Because they desperately need it right now. And MJF is going to need challenges, and Kenny Omega needs to be one of them. Christian Cage versus Jack Perry. Jungle Boy. No holds barred match. I think Jungle Boy wins. No, it's Christian's first match back from injury. Do you really put him in there and lose? I don't know. Where's Luchasaurus? You know, I think this is another feud that needs to end as well. I think Christian. I think Christian Cage needs to be Jungle. I don't know who goes over. I don't know who goes over because Christian beat Jungle Boy in a squash match at All Out. Then Jungle Boy beat Luchasaurus. I think, dude, does Jungle Boy go over or does Christian go over? I don't know. You know, Jungle Boy is talking about chasing singles gold, so you need to get the win of Jungle Boy if he's going to be chasing singles gold. So I will go with Jungle Boy. John Moxley versus Heyman Adam Page in a Texas death match. I'm gonna go with Adam Page. I think Adam Page after this feud needs to be over as well. I think Adam Page after this feud, I think he needs to go challenge MJF for the world title. MJF versus Bryan Danielson. I got MJF retaining. MJF's gonna retain the title. I think it gets down to the last minute. Danielson has MJF in a LaBelle lock. The timer goes out and MJF keeps the title. 3-2 is my final score in 60 minutes. But yeah, I think MJF keeps the title, and then you can build Heyman Page up at Double or Nothing, and then Adam Cole, baby, at All Out. You can do Adam Cole at All Out. And that way you keep that. You know what? You know what all three of those guys have in common? Bryan Danielson, Heyman Adam Page, and Adam Cole. They all just coming from concussions. So you want to keep that concussion storyline going? Okay, you have MJF beat Bryan Danielson. You have Adam Cole beat. No. You have MJF beat Bryan Danielson at Revolution. Then Double or Nothing. We build up towards MJF versus Adam Page. Then All Out in Chicago. You build up MJF versus Adam Cole. And Adam Cole and MJF, Adam Cole and Britt Baker were talking on social media today. Britt Baker mentioned MJF in an interview, and MJF struck back, and then Adam Cole strikes back. So that would be a good story. MJF versus Adam Cole for the World Championship at All Out. That would be very cool. And then potentially at Full Gear, MJF versus Kenny Omega. Or MJF versus Darby Allin. Or we can get a four pillars fatal 4-way match at All Out. I mean at Full Gear. So we can potentially get that match. Yeah, so when MJF contract's gonna expire, I think his contract expires in January. I think he loses before his contract expires. So I don't know if he will lose it at Winter is Coming. Do they do the world title change at on a television show? Does MJF drop it at? If MJF loses the title, he should drop it on a pay-per-view. He shouldn't drop it on some random episode of AEW Dynamite. He shouldn't do that. So I don't know. But yeah, guys. Honestly, I think I feel something. What if the Kim interferes doing their match? Yeah. But yeah, man, that's it. That's all my predictions. I said I was gonna keep you guys for no more than an hour. I lied, and I ended up keeping you guys for almost 2 hours. So yeah. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys back here in an hour for SmackDown. All right. I love y'all. Take care, and I will see you guys in an hour, man. So yeah. Love y'all. Take care. I'm out.